as soon as I went to start this reading, the leaf blower guy came by and interrupted, and I was literally starting this reading off that someone is trying to interrupt your path, or at least it appears that way in the physical realm. It appears that someone wants to impede your path, stop it, disrupt it, and it comes from ignorance. At least on the physical realm, it comes from ignorance and selfishness, greed, pride, something like that. For some of you guys, it is about money and material things. For others, it's like pride and belief systems. But something and someone, and probably multiple someones, is trying to disrupt your path, or you're having lots of back-to-back things happen to stall you right now. And the leaf blower guy being in the physical realm signifies that the people in the physical realm are being asked to let go, and you on your spiritual path are being asked to release control around in some aspect. Now, I want to get clarity on that, because some of you guys, you need to take action, you need to use your voice, you need to keep moving, you need to press an issue, ask for help, reach out in some way. There's some kind of call to action, because the first card that came out was jump in. However, this card is being clarified by Leo and Venus in the astrology dice. So it is something around your feminine energy, as well as childlike energy, joy, lightness, light. Now, there are masculine qualities to Leo as well, so this could be courage and bravery, but it's like bravery and courage of a child. And the mother and the child here gives the Empress card, so this could very much be a call to mother yourself, or a call to approach a situation like a mother. The lightness and awareness that you need to have children, to care for children, but also the protection and the alertness of an adult, but from a woman on her throne. Do you know what I'm saying? There's like a certain way to approach a situation you're dealing with that you're being asked to embody. So take that as the starting point for whatever comes next in your situation and in your current challenges. Whatever it is that is calling you right now, it is for a reason. But it does feel like whatever that calling is, it is challenged in many ways. This doesn't mean like take the path of least resistance. This is the wrong path for you. It just means that there is something that you are potentially disrupting, which means that you might not see your own power or the way in which you affect other people. Now, again, this is going to differ on a human level versus a soul level. I think some of you guys are seeing the human challenges and you're feeling like the smaller person in the situation. You're feeling like you don't have authority, or the authority that you have is being disrupted and dismantled. You're feeling like laws and things like that are being used against you. You could just be feeling like there's just too much disruption around you that impedes the practicalities of something you're trying to work toward. And the whole thing here is, again, seeing how there's a mirror in that situation. There is something here about mirrors. There is something here about smoke and mirrors. They're saying something is not clear, something is foggy. Be mindful of not only what's being sent to you, like you could be feeling anger or pressure or control, but be mindful of the words being used. And those of you who can sense the energy, what is the energy behind the words? Because some of you guys are in a situation where you're mirroring to people the control that they don't have, and you're mirroring to people the challenges that they are ignoring. and it feels like, again, there's like this abuse of power in a way to kind of take your control back. And there is a level of empowerment that this collective has that challenges that control in a physical sense, as if your inner knowing, your connection to the divine, your anchoring in the void in the spiritual realms is challenging and triggering to people on a level that they don't understand, and it is butting heads with these people. Okay. I think it's also awakening things in them. You're awakening things in the people around you. There was a message about ley lines that came out as well. So again, there's things being activated and challenged across the board. It's like a domino effect. It's like catalysts of fireworks popping off and then like binging in the spiritual realm and waking people up, or triggering activations of things to kind of awaken within us. And there's I would say this is spontaneous. So again, that jump in card signifies adventure. Excuse me. I think specifically when it comes to your voice, specifically when it comes to speaking up for yourself, there's an energy of selfishness. And some of you guys are being called to address that within yourselves. And others, you're being asked to address that when it comes to what you're sensing from the outside. Are you really being selfish, or are you not asking for enough? Are you being put in a corner in a way that is not deserved because you're not speaking up and standing up for yourself enough? Is someone else being selfish and projecting it as authority and saying that this is just how it is, or these are the rules? Because there's something here that's not, there's smoke and mirrors here. No. Excuse me. As I say that, ooh, big sneeze. All of these shifts in my sinuses, my energy as I speak on this is a sign. So, psychosomatic cues. There was a convergence of timelines, they're saying, and I'm hearing, have faith that things are being put into the right lanes, into the right places right now. So some of these disruptions are not going to last much longer is kind of what I'm getting from that. And things are going to kind of move and shift back into like where they need to be in whatever way that, you know, if this is positive. But there's something about laying the foundations here. Divine plan, laying the foundations. So if you've recently received some kind of, exactly, underneath this, we've got initiation, mirror, and no. So if you've recently had some kind of situation come up for you that was a no for you in some way, or where you had to stand your ground in some way, there was a mirror in this situation that you may or may not fully see. But this is part of that timeline convergence, and it's also part of the timeline, the new timeline being laid into place. So again, whatever dominoes you set into effect by speaking up or choosing what you've chosen, moving to wherever you've moved to, you know, starting something up, whatever it is, whatever moves you've made, they are assisting you in some way. However, there is this pushback in the throat, and it is coming from the sinuses, so there's a selfishness involved with this. Again, these are all psychosomatic cues, but in Chinese medicine, and there is this, it's mostly about protection and the order of things. And when I say the order of things, I think, and again, take it back to the leaf blower guy situation, there are people in the physical realm who are not connected or as connected to the spiritual realm, who think the order of things would be like the governing law. However, there is an order of things that is set in the spirit realm. It is set by the divine or quantum physics, or however you want to look at it. It is set in the void, in the unknown. There is many, many ways in occultists and alchemists you know this. There's different ways of looking at order, but there is an order outside of human hands. So that order is what we're speaking on. And that order is what has ultimate control in the situation. And it feels like some of you guys represent that order in some way, in your path, in your gifts, and your movement. And the people in the physical realm who control some sort of order in a material, physical way, there's that mirror coming up. There's that frustration coming up. There's that pressure pushing back and saying, no, that's not how it is. No, we want to stop you. So you see my throat's getting blocked. All of a sudden I have all of a sudden I'm having a hard time speaking. That's a representation of the throat chakra being impeded by other people. Now here's the thing about it. Again, there's that bigger order at play. It can't stop you in the long run. It will have its say. It will have its say in what, and even you might not have a say in some ways. It will have its say in how the divine plans are laid, how divine law, sacred law lays plans. It just will. And so some of you guys, there's panic happening here, or extreme anxiety where you're just unsure of what comes next and how to operate or how to take action. And you're being called to jump in, but follow your intuition when it comes to jumping in. Now, some of you guys, I feel like you were thrown into this jump in energy is some kind of third eye awakening. So you've been getting downloads and your channel's been really busy, and you've been receiving lots of visions. You've been diving into the void, and for some of you, you've been plunged into the void. This is where I'm getting some fear. So breathe. If that's you and you feel like this was like against your will, it just like came on very quickly. Breathe and ground. That is your key, because your intuition is what is calling you to help guide you. And why? Because we have the fourth house here falling on top of star ancestors, hidden wisdom within your ancestry, and within your soul. So again, I would say take some time to ground if you feel overwhelmed and out of control energetically, mentally, emotionally, because and it's probably going to go through this moon. I keep hearing Friday, so I feel like things are going to really shift into a calmer place by Friday this week. But this full moon on Wednesday, of course, it's when when this gets heightened for most people. Although you could already feel this jump in energy, okay? This adventure set in by the moon already being in Sagittarius. I'm hearing, excuse me, oh my goodness. Give me a second. So that is something, they're confirming the throat chakra. Impedance is something in the physical realm that is blocking truth, is blocking the truth. I'm hearing it wants to see itself through this too. It just doesn't know where it's going or where it's been, quite frankly. Okay, yeah. So this is someone who is not connected to their soul, not connected to their higher self, not in the way this collective is. So the message here is your ancestors want to share secrets or wisdom with you that can help guide you. I'm hearing, but regardless of what you receive, a path is being prepared. So again, you will have a path that is laid out for you no matter what happens. So don't fear making mistakes is kind of what I'm getting with this, but also, again, it's about adventure with Sagittarius. And it's also about the long term. My goodness. Ooh. I would say this is some ancestral blockages and patterns that are being cleared at the moment as well that is impeding this energy. With the Pleiades card and double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Normally, double mission means that you're not only working through the clearing process of ancestral curses and patterns and all kinds of karmic stuff, you're also uplifting humanity in your own unique way. So it's a dual process. It's a dualistic process in the terms of diving into the darkness to work through those chains, and then also stepping into the light simultaneously. It's a challenging path. It looks like the double helix. It's up and down, right? And the confirmation card for this is, where are you being called to journey to? So I would say whatever you're being called towards, you're most likely sensing challenges as well as excitement, as well as your passion. So that's why I say do not look towards the path of least resistance right now, because it might guide you away, or it might actually stall you in the long term. This is about following your heart. And when you follow your heart, you do find challenges. A lot of times you are met with challenges because, you know, if passion was easy to follow, if your dreams were easy to follow, everyone would be following their dreams, right? So that's why I say be mindful of that path of least resistance. Law of manifestation type talk, because I hear that a lot. And that is not it in this case. This is definitely going to be a path that challenges you and excites you. Now, again, there's something new coming into play here that you don't fully see yet. And I'm loud and clear, you do not fully see this. And in the background of this card, it reminds me of another card. There's like correlations in just the circles in it and the shapes in it that remind me of a card about grounding and coming home to yourself. So you need to fully come home to yourself, come home to your heart, come home to a sense of safety internally and what you love, in order to fully see the picture that your guides are trying to present to you. I'm hearing you are so full of love. If you don't see it right now, what is that thing that's blocking that love for yourself and for what you love to do and what you love to create, first and foremost? So that would be your guidance right now. That would be the shadow work right now. But again, the soul family card, I think, is coming out here specifically for those of you who are on the spiritual path right now, because beneath it we have the mystic and teacher card. This actually, it represents a sense of loneliness here, and challenges here when it comes to love and family. Beneath the no and the initiation and the divine plan, there's something here about the triggering and the blocking and the mirroring and situations that are, I'm hearing, casting blame or exposing denial and lies and shame, and there's things being uprooted right now beyond anyone's control, just by, again, this is the divine plan, right? There's something about this that is just like the divine plan at play, and it cannot be controlled by any human or any human system. And I think that is the whole thing that you've got to lay your trust in when it comes to all of this, is just come back to faith that it's like whatever you've been called toward, you've been called toward it for a reason. But there's so many illusions in the physical realm that say this is gonna fall apart, you're not gonna be able to pay this bill, you're gonna fail, everyone's gonna laugh at you, you're gonna be humiliated, you're gonna lose your credibility. Do you know what I'm saying? There's always like so much fear in the physical realm saying don't do this, don't do that, you've gotta, sacrifice this and feed these parameters. And you just have to come back to the fact that none of that stuff is nearly as in control as it presents. And that's really the message here. So again, let's conclude with Sagittarius energy and the full moon energy, and just come back to the fact that we're probably going to do some more readings later this week on the ancestral messages as they present themselves and as they come out. But for now, really, what is falling apart and what do you need to release in order to go on this journey of adventure and to focus on the long term of whatever you're manifesting, focus on the long term of your path, and how can you let go of the little things that might be impeding you or stressing you out or pushing you back in some way. But again, I'm going to do another reading specifically on the physical realm and how to deal with some of these things, because it feels like some of you guys need guidance when it comes to how to approach this, specifically this Empress energy is what I'm getting, the Leo energy, because the shadow traits can definitely impede Aquarius and where we are collectively headed with Pluto. So, because Leo is Aquarius's sister, it's opposing. And so the shadow can sometimes, the shadow of Leo, the ego, the pride can sometimes fog our view of Aquarius and the future, like the past overtaking the future. So I am getting, for some of you guys right now, specifically the past is making it hard for you to see your future and also how to make sound moves towards your future. And with certain things right now that is bringing the past up to you, that you're not creating the past keeps showing up in some way. Like the leaf blower. It's like you created a sacred space and then here comes something trying to stop it. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's completely not connected at all. So I think a lot of you guys are in those types of situations right now, and it's frustrating, or it is presenting as a challenge you're unsure of how to approach. So we'll do another reading on that, but for now, again, this full moon, what can you let go of that impedes with your ability to access adventure and to focus on the long term, or put things into perspective so that the long term is the priority rather than what has to happen right now. And the song coming through is Cake, She's Going the Distance. So I'll leave you guys with that. Take care. Your ancestors are with you, so trust and be patient. And we'll see you for some other readings. Take care.